All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming today. I'm Representative Donna Scheuren from Montgomery County. Not long ago, I stood in front of you to talk about the Homeowner Protection and Squatter Eviction Act, my legislation to strengthen protections for homeowners and increase the criminal penalty for squatting. Part of that legislation included a provision that would require law enforcement to promptly notify immigration and customs enforcement of a squatter undocumented immigration status if they were an illegal immigrant. While that was only a very small part of the bill, it was crucial to send a message about illegal immigration and the effect it has on the increase of squatters we've seen in our country. In my eyes, the American people sent a message to the legislators of this country last November that they wanted to see more direct action on the issue of illegal immigration. That's why I've proposed legislation that would put a constitutional amendment before the voters that, if passed, would bar illegal immigrants from getting driver's licenses in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I know some will question if we even need this to be a constitutional amendment, but there are many tragedies happening all around us that make this legislation necessary. Over the past year, there have been multiple instances of illegal immigrant drivers causing accidents that end up killing or severely injuring American citizens. Last year, Andrina Bracho, an illegal immigrant from Venezuela, was driving 75 miles per hour in the wrong lane in Hazelwood, Missouri. She crashed into a vehicle going in the right direction, which was carrying a family of 3. This crash left a 12-year-old boy dead and caused severe injuries to the survivors. In Allegheny County last fall, Saul Rivera Ramirez, who had obviously been previously deported, rear-ended 23-year-old dormant resident Christian Sluka, throwing Christian from his motorcycle, leading to his death from the injuries he sustained. This past November, 72-year-old Michigan resident Stephen Singleton, a pastor and former medic that volunteered at Ground Zero after 9/11, was struck and killed in the crosswalk after an illegal immigrant ran a red light. His wife said nearly every single bone in his body, including his skull, was broken. These accidents sadden us all, and they are causing unnecessary heartbreak of American families. By granting driving privileges to illegal aliens, these policies not only undermine federal immigration law, but serve to incentivize illegal immigration and strain state resources by requiring additional administrative work to verify identities. We cannot afford to burden our constituents by allowing those who already committed a federal crime by entering our country illegally with the opportunity to freely drive on the public roadways of Pennsylvania. There is a process for legal migration into the United States and a process for those individuals to get driver's licenses through the SAVE program, and it works. We should not give clemency to those illegal aliens who have openly flouted our laws and have remained in the Commonwealth without legal residency status. By putting this proposal in front of the people of Pennsylvania to vote on, they can ensure the protections on the road. Now I would like to introduce my colleague and one of the co-sponsors of this legislation, Representative Jill Cooper, to share her reasons as to why this constitutional amendment is needed.
Good morning. Thank you, Representative Scheuren, for your leadership on this issue. As she stated, my name is Representative Jill Cooper, and I'm from Westmoreland County. I stand before you today with a deep sense of responsibility. I co-sponsored this bill because I believe it's vital to establish a law like this in the Pennsylvania Constitution. The statistics from the past 4 years are not just numbers. They represent lives affected, families shattered by a situation we can no longer ignore. Consider this. In the United States, thousands of illegal aliens have been arrested for DUIs. 1,629 in 2021, 1,614 in 2022, 2,493 in 2023 and a staggering 2,844 in 2024. Each of these arrests tell a story of danger, loss that echoes throughout our communities. Let me share some of the heartbreaking tragedies that underscore the need for this legislation. Erwin Zuniga, an illegal immigrant, drove at an astonishing 126 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone, crashing into a gas station sign and taking the lives of 3 innocent Florida residents. At the time, he had a blood alcohol level of 0.123 and THC in his system. His reckless choices destroyed families forever. In Broomfield, Colorado, Jose Menvard Alas, who had already been deported 4 times, tragically killed 47-year-old Melissa Powell and her 16-year-old son while driving under the influence. Their lives were cut short, leaving a community in mourning. In September 2024, Ramon Arnoldo Chavez Rodriguez from Honduras lost control of his vehicle and killed St. Louis police officer David Lee after driving under the influence and speeding. A dedicated officer's life was taken, leaving behind a legacy of service and sacrifice. And in our own Pennsylvania, Delaware County, Elifo Augustin, an undocumented immigrant, received his 3rd DUI 5 years after crashing and injuring another driver. So from 2021 to 2024, a total of 8,580 illegal aliens were arrested for DUI. These statistics are not merely figures. They are a call to action. They validate the necessity of this amendment being presented to the voters of Pennsylvania. That is why I'm here today as a co-sponsor of this crucial legislation. Together, we can make a difference and protect our communities. Thank you.
I appreciate that, Representative Cooper, and your sincere words on this important topic. As of now, I'd like to introduce Caucus Chairman Martina White from Philadelphia to share even more data on why we should prohibit driver's licenses for illegal immigrants. Chairman?
Thank you, Representative Scheuren, and thank you for your hard work on this important issue here in Pennsylvania. According to U.S. Customs and Border Protection, 3 illegal aliens were arrested for murder in 2017, 3 in 2018, and 2 in 2019. However, in the 4 years of Biden administration, the numbers of arrests for murder among illegal immigrants surged to 60 in 2021, 62 in 2022, 29 in 2023, and 29 again in 2024. By prohibiting the issuance of driver's licenses to illegal immigrants, we can take a crucial step in preventing crimes on our roadways and enhancing public safety. Consider a case from last fall when 2 illegal immigrant brothers from Honduras were arrested in Missouri for a string of fatal carjackings. One brother shot and killed 63-year-old Jesse Gilmore of Oklahoma, leaving his body in a roadside ditch. The very next day, the other brother shot a woman in the chest. Similarly, just this past August, illegal immigrant Ignacio Cruz Mendoza lost control of his truck, killing 64-year-old Scott Miller of Colorado. Cruz Mendoza had been deported 16 times since 2002. Despite his long history of illegal re-entry and traffic offenses, the Jefferson County District Attorney allowed him to plead down to minor traffic misdemeanors, resulting in just a 1-year prison sentence, a gross failure of justice. Over a dozen states, including New York and New Jersey, have enacted laws that allow illegal immigrants to obtain driver's licenses. These policies create significant inconsistencies that undermine federal immigration enforcement and hinder coordination between state and federal offices. Recognizing the significance of this issue, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi announced in February that the Department of Justice was suing New York for issuing driver's licenses to illegal immigrants and obstructing federal immigration enforcement by restricting access to vehicle records. Given the federal government's renewed focus on enforcing our nation's immigration laws, it is imperative that Pennsylvania stands on the side of law and order. By putting this constitutional amendment before the people, we can ensure that our Commonwealth remains compliant with federal law and committed to public safety. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairwoman White. So I guess in closing, in light of the dangerous and misguided movement to grant illegal immigrants driver's licenses in such states as New York and New Jersey, I believe it is necessary to ensure that such policies can never be adopted in the Commonwealth. It is not enough to have this provision in our current law, as it could be changed in the future. We need to pose this question to our constituents to let them choose if they want their communities and their roadways to be safe and secure, and their families unscathed by these devastating tragedies that should never have happened in the first place. With that, thank you for coming. I'll take any questions if there are any. No? Well, it is St. Patty's Day, so with any luck, I sincerely hope my legislation moves in both sides of the chamber. Thank you very much for coming today.